If the moon shines so much light, why do the astronauts that land on the moon don't go like this, and the ground is shining into their eyes?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, but those are just clouds that's from Earth that's reflecting light off the sun as well.
Okay,
Off the moon. Yeah.
that's my point. Just like the moon gets its light from the sun, which science says, and I agree because the Book of Enoch also says that, so I agree with that. Okay, so you're suggesting that those clouds also got their light from the sun that night.
Yeah.
My question is, why is it just those clouds that are somehow placed? Because these are the clouds, right? Let's say these are the clouds,
Yeah.
and that's you. You is still you. You're still on the earth. Then these are the clouds, but the moon is here. Let's say it's my fist, right? So how come it is just the cloud, these two clouds, so to speak, that are brightened, that are far away from the moon, and clouds here are not brightened by the same light from the same sun? Why is it the clouds that are just behind or in front of the moon that get brightened by the sun?
Well, I'm not gonna say 100% no, but maybe when when the sun is hitting the moon, and that light from the moon is now reflected to Earth, maybe the light is bending. Because light bends.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna bend anything. They're gonna bend people's heads to fit into their structure. That's the problem.
But you're giving me something else to look into.
Look at. So what they do is, like I said, like I started, Christians do it also. So to just be fair, okay, someone has made a position, and then they're like, no, this is what this thing is. So therefore, let me look for something to try to explain it. It's normal. It takes a lot of, like I used to say, emotional intelligence not to be that way. Okay, so look into that, right? And there's no reason why light will bend around the clouds. No. Now they've got, like I said, they're going to go into light bending, that there's a way gravity can pull light, which I suspect is what they're going to do with that 1.3 seconds thing they did, 1.2, 2.4. Okay, right. So, but let's see what you come up with that. Let me ask a second question.
So you don't believe in the theory of relativity?
It's indifferent. They start with basic common things that make sense, but then they just take it too far to just explain crap that doesn't exist. That's the problem. Relativity says this, that if I'm standing on the road, this is the basic relativity, right? The mechanical part, not the astronomical. By the time we extrapolate it to astrological sense, then the thing gets funny, okay? But in simple common sense, it is there in nature. It says if I'm standing, right? If somebody is standing and a car is passing at 20 meters per second or 20 kilometers per second, right? Then that car is going to appear like it's moving because I'm stationary relative to the car. But if I'm in the car, right, the person in the car would see me as though I am moving backwards at the same speed, at 20 kilometers per second backwards. That's simple relativity. It's common sense, but they take it too far. I don't know if you get my point.
I get your position. I don't fully agree, but I think a lot of stuff could be explained. But what was the second question? Because I didn't want to get you.
Yeah, the second question, like I said, is about the moon again. Do I have an explanation for it a little bit? But I want you to think about it first and see what you come up with. And you'll be surprised that some of these defensive explanations, there'll be more than one to the same scenario, because the goal is to defend a faith in science. But let me ask this: if the moon shines so much light, why do the astronauts that land on the moon don't go like this, and the ground is shining into their eyes? Have you thought about it?
Well, so are you under the assumption that the moon is illuminated that powerful that it would be blind? That would be blindfold?
I mean, it should be bright. You should have. I mean, it should be at least you need goggles. At least I think so.